A little bit over a year ago, the Raptors were trying to move Kyle Lowry at the NBA trade deadline, and the Lakers were extremely interested, but the negotiations halted when the Lakers refused to add Talen Horton-Tucker into any sort of trade package, and yesterday we learned the Lakers only traded the player for Patrick Beverley. In today's video, we're going to discuss how the Raptors completely dodged a bullet and pulled off the best trade to never happen to the team. Let's get into it. What's going on, NBA and Raptors fans? It's Jacob here, back with Amateur Sports for another Toronto Raptors YouTube video. On this channel, I bring you the greatest coverage and analysis on the latest Toronto Raptors news, and doing it all throughout the offseason and into the next season. So if you enjoy what you see from today's video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this 3 or 4 times a week. I promise you will not regret it. But let's get into our content for today. It's about the Raptors, the blessing in disguise that was the Lakers not including Talen Horton-Tucker into any trade involving Kyle Lowry. It seems like so long ago, but it was only like March of 2021 where the Raptors were moving Kyle Lowry, or attempting to move Kyle Lowry at the NBA trade deadline. Nothing actually came to fruition for Lowry, and eventually we got a different trade that, of course, we are going to discuss a little bit later on in this video. But the only trade that happened on that day, which was a great day for the Raptors, avoiding getting Talen Horton-Tucker, also moving Norman Powell for Gary Trent Jr., who we are such big fans of considering his age and considering how much talent the player possesses. But a lot of the big news, and a lot of fans even to this day, clown the Los Angeles Lakers, rightfully so, for just having so much faith in Talen Horton-Tucker and the player just not really living up to it so far. And not living up to it to a point where they're moving him on, along with Stanley Johnson, as reported by Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, for Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley, yes, he is a okay player. He's a fine player. He's more than okay. He's a fine player, a nice gritty defender, a very good perimeter defender, something that the Lakers definitely need in that position. But this is Talen Horton-Tucker. This was your next superstar, Los Angeles. The way this team runs their business, oh my goodness, they have no idea what they are doing out there in Los Angeles. And the only saving grace for this franchise, who were so, oh my goodness, the only thing saving this franchise is that they have the purple and gold jerseys with Lakers on the front, and they're in the city of Los Angeles. If they didn't have all of those things going for them, they would be as bad as the Sacramento Kings, because they have no idea how to run an NBA franchise. They struck gold in the draft with Kobe. That kept them good for like 15 years of success with him there. Since then, not a lot of success, but they get LeBron freaking James in free agency, helps give them a championship. They get Anthony Davis in that huge trade because LeBron wanted him there. They only have success because they can attract big free agents. They have no idea how to run a franchise, and this is an absolute testament to that, and a testament to the Raptors being able to run their franchise properly, because at that trade deadline, Talen Horton-Tucker was not going to be included in any sort of discussions for Kyle Lowry. Now, the reason we kind of had to go a little bit lower with our value for Kyle Lowry was that he was going to be a free agent at the end of the season. The Raptors were amidst the Tampa tank that got them the pick that got Scottie Barnes. Great decision by the Raptors organization once again, but Kyle Lowry was a free agent at the end of the year. He could have left for nothing, so we really wanted to make sure we got some sort of value for Kyle Lowry, and the Lakers were a team that was interested. We weren't getting the returns we wanted from Miami. We weren't getting the returns that we wanted from Philly, so the Lakers were a very good option for us. And I'm not sure the trade would have been, just Talen Horton-Tucker. We probably would have gotten some other assets as well, but Horton-Tucker was not going to be involved in any way whatsoever in that trade, and we learned this season that we really dodged a bullet here, because Talen Horton-Tucker this season, the season where he was really supposed to kick on, and a Lakers team that struggled so much, really could have used his talent on the team, the supposed talent that the Lakers thought he had, because the stats aren't very great. 10 points per game, just about 3 rebounds, 3 assists per game. The field goal percentages are ugly. Just over 40% shooting from the field, well under 30% shooting from 3 at about 27%. Free throw percentage, yeah, that's pretty cool, but an extremely underwhelming season and an extremely underwhelming return, all things considered, in only getting Patrick Beverley for the player. Again, solid player, but the valuation this team was setting for Horton-Tucker last offseason, we have come a long way since that point. And even better for the Raptors, not making that trade happen, not having that trade happen, and just the blessing in disguise that we got by keeping Kyle Lowry. We were very fortunate to be able to actually sign and trade Kyle Lowry in that free agency period because we could have lost him for nothing. And typically with sign and trades, you're not going to get great value back for the player. You should just be grateful you're getting anything back for a player if it's involving a sign and trade. A big example that I like to use for this is that when the Philadelphia 76ers signed and traded Jimmy Butler to the Miami Heat, in return, they got Josh Richardson, an okay player, especially at the time, but that is nowhere near the valuation of Jimmy Butler. So for the Raptors to go into that offseason and get Precious Achiuwa, an ascending big we are huge fans of, one of the best shooters on the Raptors, plays well above his size, great defender, good offensive player with lots of developing skills and a very high ceiling, all things considered, as well as Goran Dragic. Wasn't great there, but we ended up turning Goran Dragic into Thaddeus Young. Had to give away a pick in the process, but got Koloko with that pick. We turned Kyle Lowry into essentially Thaddeus Young and Precious Achiuwa when it could have been a package around Talen Horton-Tucker. Now, we have to assess that the Raptors, well, the management, they did a great job with that Kyle Lowry trade. Oh my goodness, to get that sort of value, to get Precious Achiuwa in a trade involving a sign and trade with Kyle Lowry, who was a free agent anyway, absolute fleece job, genius trade pulled off by Masai Ujiri. We have to recognize, though, that the Raptors were the team that did have interest in Talen Horton-Tucker at the time. So the Lakers really helped us dodge a bullet. It wasn't the Raptors who avoided that trade because seemingly we had interest in trading for Tim Hortons-Tucker. But what happened in the end? The Lakers did us a big favor there. I'm not sure if any sort of trade would have happened if Horton-Tucker was going to be included within those discussions, but the management since then has done a great job of finding the right pieces involving Kyle Lowry, and who's to say maybe the Raptors with a year and a half of Horton-Tucker could have produced a little bit better from a development standpoint. Now, for the player, he's still very young. He still has potential there, and I think playing for a Utah Jazz team that is looking to lose as many games as possible can provide him the opportunities to show himself out. The Lakers were in a very perilous situation all season. Wasn't the best spot for a young and ascending player to get minutes, get reps, get touches, and just play the game to the best of their ability. Utah could be the spot for him because Utah have all the resources to just say, okay, go and do your thing, show us how good you are. If we lose more games than we win, that's actually a pretty good thing because we're interested in getting Victor Wembanyama at the end of the season. But as far as this trade for the Raptors, did we dodge that one? And just again, think about the caliber of trades that you are typically going to get when you are discussing sign and trades. You are not going to get the valuation the Raptors got. I think we're slightly fortunate in the sense that the Lakers refused to include him in any sort of trade discussions. And I think we're even more fortunate that Kyle Lowry was willing to do a sign and trade because he wanted to go to Miami. Miami could not just afford to sign him, so they salary dumped Goran Dragic, and we got Precious Achiuwa in the process. What a trade there, pulled off by Bobby Webster, Masai Ujiri, the rest of the Raptors front office. I remember on one of my streams, we went through every single trade Masai Ujiri has ever made for the Raptors. We did this on my Twitch streams. It's linked in the description. You want to check those out. But anyways, Masai Ujiri has never lost a trade with the Raptors. It's unbelievable. Even a sign and trade, which like you're guaranteed to lose, it's very arguable at this point that he even won that trade, but there's no way we lost that trade considering the valuation that we got in return. The Raptors are a team, they do not attract free agents, but have won a championship in the last few years based on the way the team is run and the fact that we are so lucky to have a guy like Masai Ujiri kind of masterminding the build here for the Raptors, masterminding that decade where we, coordinated everything and built up to that 2019 championship and are in the process of building up another possible Eastern Conference NBA championship contender here with the current Raptors team and its current core. The Lakers have no idea what they're doing. They constantly showcase that and are so lucky they can get bailed out year after year after year with free agency. And when Russell Westbrook's contract is done at the end of this season, they're going to get bailed out again next offseason with free agents because, man, I'm telling you, if they did not have those purple and gold jerseys, they would be as bad of a franchise as the Sacramento Kings, possibly as bad of a franchise as the New York Knicks have been for the better part of like 3 decades at this point. But regardless, the effect on the Raptors here, we dodged a bullet, we pulled off some tremendous business, and it's just fun to laugh at the Lakers. Really is fun to laugh at Lakers fans for this one. Enjoy not making the playoffs this season. We'll see what LeBron can do in the next one because you're fortunate he ended up signing that extension, staying with the team. So what do you guys make of Talen Horton-Tucker getting traded along with former Raptors Stanley Johnson to the Utah Jazz for Patrick Beverley? Was it a good trade for the Lakers? Was it a bad trade? Let's hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that is it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please, if you did enjoy, be sure to drop a like, because when you drop a like, it lets YouTube know to recommend this video to more people who have similar interests to you. Only takes you a second to drop the like, but it does help out the brand. It does help me out a ton. Also, if you're new to the channel, or if you have just not done so already, be sure to subscribe, and in return, you're going to get the greatest coverage and analysis on the latest Toronto Raptors news from myself 3 to 4 times a week, and you can help the channel on its road to 12,000 subscribers. If you want to check out more of my content, we have 2 other YouTube channels, Amateur TV, where it's a little bit informal, a little bit more of a personal touch from myself, but more Raptors content, as well as the Amateur Clips channel for the best highlights from our Twitch streams. The link for those is in the description, along with the link to those Twitch streams. Twitch.tv/amateursports goes live every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And also be sure to check out our Discord to continue the conversation with myself outside of YouTube. Very active in there. If you want to chat with me, you can always do so there. My DMs are always open on Twitter and Instagram as well. We'll see you again next time for another video.